Bona tarda de nou, continuem amb l'agenda prevista per avui. Com veieu, ja traca final. Això ens porta a aquestes dues últimes sessions, començant per les Women in Tech, totes aquelles dones del sector que també estan empenyent fort i que volen compartir tots els seus projectes, totes les seves vicissituds, totes les seves circumstàncies i nous escenaris, trepitjant fort també des d'aquí de l'estand de la Mobile World Capital Barcelona Foundation. Let's go to introduce the new panel session, so necessary, so interesting one, Women Leading in Industry. So we'll see what happened with this topic, because we are very pleased to introduce women in industry. There's a very big challenge and there's lots of opportunities that women have to face in this industry. We will have 4 women full of expertise in order to help us to go through this topic mentioned before in projects related to mobility and manufacturing sector. So stay tuned. Thank you for being. And now I'm very glad to introduce this three Mireia Gilibert, Innovation Lifecycle Officer in IIT Euromobility. Hello, how are you, Mireia? And then the second one, Teresa Hernandez, Women TechEU Lead in IIT Manufacturing. Hello, how are you, Teresa?
Hello.
And last but not least, Anastasia Garbi, Head of R&D from Eurodynamics. Hello, Anastasia. And everything, all this panel session moderated by Marjorie Grassler, European Project Manager from Mobile World Capital Barcelona. Here we are.
Gracias.
You're a big applause.
Hello.
Thank you.
Hello, everyone. I'm very glad to be here today. I hope you did the experience of the stand here, because the immersive experience, I mean, you have to enter into a box and it's quite interesting. You should really try. And the other, of course, experience, please do it after this panel. Although, after this panel, sorry for the self-promotion, we will have a European project session where we will do some networking and some dynamic activities that will be very, very fun. So, now, into this topic. I wanted to first start with my speakers today. So if you can just in 1 minute introduce yourself, Mireia, if you want to start.
Sure. Well, my name is Mireia Gilibert. I work at the IT Urban Mobility as an innovation officer and trying to build projects among our partners, public, private, innovative projects to implement to cities in order to improve urban mobility. And I'm a telecommunications and industrial engineer and PhD in business management.
And Teresa, congrats for your new position. So maybe you can introduce yourself a bit.
Thank you very much, Marjorie. My name is Teresa Hernandez Martin. I'm Women TechEU Lead. I joined, as Marjorie said, recently. I started on the 1st of February, and my purpose in this position is to empower women entrepreneurs, European women entrepreneurs.
And last,
okay, hello
Anastasia
everyone.
Garbi, please.
I am the head of the research department of Eurodynamics Dynamics. It is an information society, information technology company. And we are about 35 people in the research department that we are creating projects for next generation applications, including manufacturing, energy topics, next generation internet, health, all this.
Thank you very much, and a big applause, please, to start. Thank you. So I wanted to start with a quote. Yes, so gender equality no longer remains just a matter of human rights, but a fundamental issue to ensure competitiveness and economic recovery. So yes, it is time to show the impact of women on this industrial competitiveness in order to implement gender equality policies in company. So, of course, this is not coming from my head. There is some very intelligent people, and particularly from the studies led by the Gruppo SPRI. And the woman who is leading this group is called Cristina Ullón, Head of Technology, Innovation and Sustainability. And yes, I called Christina. I wanted to invite her, but due to agenda issues, she was not able to come here to present this last study. It is really interesting because they are leading this group of experts that are working on women in manufacturing. They are doing it since 2020. So they start with measuring the impact of COVID in women in manufacturing, and they continue by finding the need of cultural transformation. And finally, what I was saying before, they were able to show the impact of women in competitiveness. The group of experts identified barriers that women face in terms of access, development, leadership. And they gathered them into three areas of focus. No? The first one is access, thrive, and lead. What is interesting with these three focus of area is that it will help us to go through these 8 action points that actually are to be implemented to ensure a cultural transformation. We are going through these 8 action points with my speakers today. I will ask them some questions, and they will answer me with some personal experience, of course, some data, but also some European project. So we will start right now with the first question, that it's how women should be given the access to industry career. And I think that, Teresa, you will start, no?
Yes. So I would like to start this panel sharing an experience. Imagine a young Teresa, 18-year-old, first day of university, opens the door of the classroom, and you enter there, there's 50 people, 40 of them are men. Imagine how, and most of you should know, how impressive is going to university, but when you are a minority, it's even more impressive and scary. So when we were talking about this question, we were started to talk about figures, numbers, percentages, but I think this experience, which is a personal experience, really explains what's going on. I mean, we were 10% of the class, no more than that, and this happens everywhere. You just need to go around in this fair, and you will see that most of people are men. And this happens at any place, in every stage, in every situation in our daily lives related to work. I think this is the important part. And I also would like to share with you that I'm quite amazed about my new role. And we were designing the new logo of Women TechEU lately. And the designer came with a really amazing idea. Our logo is going to be 2 circles. The inner circle is divided in half, and half is pink and the other half is blue. And it represents that half of the population is men and half of the population is women. But the outer circle is only 1/4 pink and 3/4 blue, which is about that there is an inequality. And our role as Women Tech, the Women Tech EU project, is to try to tackle and support the solution of this inequality at the entrepreneurship level.
Okay, you want to tell us a bit more about this initiative?
Sure, for sure. It's a 2-year program. It was launched on the 1st of February. We're going to have 4 calls. We are looking for female entrepreneurs in deep tech, specifically European women trying to solve the most challenging issues of our time using technology. And we are going to select in each call 40 women, which is 160 in 2 years, and the funds are going to be 12 million. So we will distribute these 12 million among those women.
Okay. Mireia, now I think that it's time you explain us a bit about Girls Go Circular.
Yes. So please first to answer the question, and
yes.
before talking about this project, I wanted to make a reflection. So why girls are not studying STEM? And this is not that they are not interested, since there's studies that say that between 11 and 12 years old, girls are interested in technology, math, science, like men. Well, like children. And is between 15 and 16 years old that they drop off the interest, and of course with no return back, because they have to start thinking about their career path. Why is that happening? Because maybe there's no enough mentorship for them, a lack of encouragement, lack of female roles that they can take as as a reference, or maybe lack of experiences. And also making a little bit of reflection on myself, I had a very good math teacher, female math teacher, when I was 14, 15 years old, and I wanted to study maths. But, then she told me, please go to engineering, otherwise math is it's very straight, and it's good to open your mind. But, and also at home, now I had, as a reference, my father was a mechanical, so I could have experience in home about something practical, so maybe my curiosity and also having this kind of references made me be or have interest in engineering. So I would say it's really interesting and really important to have these kind of experiences and this kind of role models as set before this 16 years old. And this is what we try to do in this EIT community project, Girls Go Circular, in which we as EIT Urban Mobility participates together with EIT Manufacturing and other EITs, in which we empower young girls from 14 to 19 years old with digital and entrepreneurial skills, to solve and to try to imagine solutions for different areas. For example, we as EIT Urban Mobility, we created 2 courses, one about smart cities, another one about sustainable mobility. And here, girls can, at the end, we are doing through schools, and then in the class, they can begin to imagine how AI, how sensors, how different technologies will impact in having a better sustainable mobility. And so far, we've already empowered more than 38,000 girls through 1,000 schools across Europe. This year, we will arrive to all European countries with a translation of all official languages. And, just for you to know, these contents are online. I mean, the contents are done to be practiced at schools, but they are in an online platform. So if you have family, you have children, you can always register online and also practice it with your children, since SET is open.
It's fantastic, this initiative. I mean, it's great. It's fantastic. I don't have any words. I don't know, Anastasia, maybe you can bring some personal experience also to answer this question.
Yes,
no?
Yes, I want to say my experience about a few projects from the past until now that I have coordinated in the technical domain. And I can start maybe saying that during my studies, I had an engineering degree from Greece, National Technical University, and we were 10 women out of 150 people in the class. So less than 10% was the percentage, so really very small. Then when I started to working with projects in the technical domain, like software development and engineering and designing these new kind of applications, particularly looking in this area of manufacturing, we realized that I was a minority always in these projects. I had to work with all the men colleagues and partners. And what I saw recently, I think we can confirm some numbers later, is that things are starting to change when we have a more interdisciplinary projects, so working in combining art with manufacturing. So maybe we can refer to this project, Pedder Factory, that we are starting to think how the projects can be from mass production can become personalized. So this requires different skills, not only engineering, creative skills and designing skills. And in these projects, we have a good percentage of women that have to interact with the men, and this way it is at least I am not a minority in this project. And then we have another project that started now, this Circulus, that is working, aiming to develop novel value chains to support circular production, so reducing the waste at the end of the life of a product. And again, there we are seeing many women participating because we have to think in a different way to circularize, let's say, the manufacturing aspect. So starting to involve women interacting with engineers maybe is a good step in order to get them they're interested in also these activities. I think further empowerment would be necessary from governments and enterprises to support this. I can say personally that I haven't found, although I was a minority, I was able to not face any discrimination or any negative experience. But I think we need more activities to invite more women to get involved in this domain.
Yeah, thank you, Anastasia. This is perfect to lead us to the next question, that is how the environment impacts the woman career. In here, I think, Teresa, you can tell us about Strada, no? That it's a project I remember talking about with, it was with Gema from CETAC a few years ago. I don't know if you can present it briefly.
So, yeah, as Anastasia was saying, the numbers are growing. There are more and more women in all the environments, in all the work environments, in politics, everywhere, but there's still an inequality. So we need projects and programs like Strada that help women to learn the right skills to be leading organizations. I mean, there is a tremendous gap between middle management and leadership positions. And we need to learn how to lead because nobody born with any knowledge. So at the end, programs like Strada with mentoring, master classes, coaching help these women to gain the knowledge, the skills, and the understanding that they are capable to do this type of job. And I believe more and more trainings like this are needed around. I've seen in the last years a lot of these type of trainings growing, but I think it's important to even have more.
Okay. And what about supernovas, Mireia? Maybe you can enlighten us about this initiative also.
Yeah, sure. So we've seen that bias starts in school and not related to STEM directly, but in the environment of investment, there's also a gender gap. So just 15% of the ICT startups are founded by women, but just 12% of the investors, European investors, are women. So this makes us that when a woman goes to pitch in front of investors, when they feel that nearly everybody is a man, they might feel frightened, they might feel uncomfortable. So what we are trying to do with supernovas is to give the different trainings in order to be entrepreneurs, but also to be investors, and also the network that they need, since this is very important regarding the startups and investor business. And normally women has less network than men, which is something really important in asset in this area.
Yes. And what about the environment in European dynamics, Anastasia?
Yes, like I said, I didn't experience any problem, but I think this is a way that it let us grow and develop the scale, let's say, of leadership. But I think we need to showcase more that women are capable and are powerful. And in this way, we need to change our mentality and culture in the enterprise in order to support equality and diversity. I think there are a lot of policies, but I'm not sure until which degree they are really implemented and taken up in the industry. So we need really to enforce the real application of this. I can say that we need to be a little bit flexible, like it is supposed, it is recommended with these policies, with the working hours, and teleworking for sure helped me after I got my kids to be able to balance work life and personal life and be able to support them every day. I think we need to change the policies and ensure that they are really implemented in the industry.
Yes, to ensure the cultural transformation within the companies. Yes, yes. This leads us to the last question, that it's how women leading can be a game changer in the industry. Again, Teresa, give us some insight here.
Well, I would like to refer to the study you were talking about at the beginning.
Yes.
At the IT Manufacturing, we were working with Christina to support them in expanding this research to all manufacturing in Europe. And but the one thing that shocked me when I got to know about this research was that there is a slightly positive correlation between the degree of diversity in an organization and the financial results, which means that the more diverse is a company, the more successful they are. So I think this is one of the positive things women can bring to organizations. It's not a matter of only that we need to have same opportunities. It's also a matter that we can bring a lot to the organizations. There's another thing, and this is also a personal story that I think it's quite fun. When I was in, I did a PDD for high potential women at the OI. And we were 24 women, different stages of life, so all of us, we were pre-directives. And there was one of them that told me a story that I would like to share with you.
Go ahead.
She said me, you know, my husband has told me that if I get less than an 8 as a final mark, he invites me to Diverso. What do you know that happened? She was not able to get a mark under 8, you know? And even with this super prize of going to have dinner in Diverso. And I think this is something that they tried to teach us at that program, that we need to understand that 8 is good enough, that we don't need the 10 every single time. So I think one of the things that we bring to also the work environment is quality at the end. We always go, or most of the time we go for the 10. And the last thing, and Anastasia, she was saying that Circulus, this program, it has a lot of women in it. And I believe, because I've seen it, that women, we tend to care more about the social and the environment and the green topics. And I think this will change industry as well, because where the more women in leadership positions, the more concern within the organization regarding to the main issues we have at our time.
Yes, it's true. While we were preparing this session, I remember, Mireia, you were saying something about the cities. I mean, how cities were so.
Exactly. So, and also related to what she has already said. So we are half of the population, but products are not designed by this half of the population lots of times. And this happens to cities. This happens to a lot of products. So, for example, smartphones are not designed by women's, by women's hand size. They are designed by men's hand size. Why? Because most of the designers of mobile phones are men. And as said, related to what she's already said, if we are present, if there's diversity in the teams, in the designer teams, in the companies, then we will also influence with our needs to have products designed for all of them. So it should lead to better results. So an example of urban mobility, we might feel not safe at night because of harassment, because there's not sufficient light. We usually travel differently as men. We use more the public transport, but when commuting, we might not go directly from A to B. We might travel with more bags, with children, and also our driving styles are different when now, for example, thinking about cycling. If we ride, the infrastructure is designed as it is designed, and sometimes there's also conflict situations that might let women not ride again because of one of these conflicts and use an alternative mode. So at the end, we also need vehicles and infrastructure designed by our needs, for our needs.
Yes, it's true. It's absolutely true. Anastasia, what do you think about that?
I was thinking about what Mireia says. What can women bring in the manufacturing engineering? I think they can be a game changer. They can change the status quo because they have some specific abilities. So the studies have shown that they have more creativity, they are more innovation thinking, and more problem-solving skills they have. So if you put this together, we can see that in some industries they have shown less risk-adverse activities, so they are enhancing the profitability. They are creating novel ideas and novel products that support these creativity skills they have. And all this is beneficial for the company. So there are, they should empower industry women because they bring all these different skills. For example, the fact that they care more for kids is reflected also in the way they treat customers and they address their needs, for example. So yes, there are by combining women and men expertise and skills, I think the enterprises can show that they can change the products and the services design and applications they are providing.
Yes. Before we are closing this session, and we saw personal experience, we saw a project. We are just talking about something that I am amazed by the fact that products are designed by men and they are not thinking about the other half of the population. So what are the next steps? I don't know if you want to start, maybe Mireia?
Yes, well, I think that it's already changing. Mm-hmm. For example, now that we are managing different innovation projects, I see more women developing also in tech, coding, and also managing these projects. So at the end, I would say it's changing. I would say that there's there's more women in the university. The only thing is that, of course, maybe they are more in social sciences or in sciences where I would say that, or we for nature think on what to study and what we can bring value to our world. And maybe sometimes we forget that with technology, we can also change the world. So I could say that making these kind of reflections and also with these different, so here we explained 3-4 programs, but there are more going on. So I could say that now it's starting to change. And as said, in the school, we also have now more women teachers, also in these technical fields, so that can motivate these children and also at least female role models too. So,
Yes, maybe Teresa for the last.
Well, in my case, I have pretty clear what are my next steps. So I need to find these 160 women entrepreneurs in deep tech. I have to support them. I have to make them grow and succeed. I also want to continue with this program and make it bigger. And also, I was discussing today with some of the consortium members here at the Mobile World Congress. And we were talking about the idea of that we are going to receive N applications. We are going to select 160 women. But what happens with the N minus 100? So the next step is also to find ways to support these N minus 160.
Fantastic, fantastic. I guess that after this session, maybe you can share with the audience if they have any question. Anastasia, last thought.
Yes, I want to say 2 messages. One to the women, that we should, they should take initiatives. They should demand the environment to support them to implement their dreams and to follow their careers. And the businesses, they have to adopt the policies and support this environment. So I think this will change the world, like we are saying, because we have to fuse the views of the different genders, so that we grow better.
Before closing this session, I wanted to use the quote of a new friend, a colleague, Berta Herrero, who said, when you're entering in a room, say something because it can lead you to new opportunities. You don't know who is going to stay with your name, so ladies, please say something. Thank you very much. It was my pleasure to have you today. Thank you. So yeah, if you have any question, maybe you can address directly to the speakers. We can go. We have a bit of time, I think, before the next session.
We still have time, yes.
Oh, okay.
No?
So
Chris,
do you have any question?
How many minutes? Yes.
You want maybe to...
7 minutes.
Any question?
Yeah. No.
Well, then you can maybe address directly to the speaker. They will be around, I guess. After this session, we will have the EU networking. Very interesting. If you are working in EU project, just don't hesitate to come to me or to my colleague, Marta Portales. Thank you very much again.